Hi everyone. For this video, I wanted to focus on a little subject called internal work and how it actually impacts our professional careers. All of this stuff might sound a little like the woo-woo stuff to folks, especially in technical and STEM careers. I mean, it used to me, and it'll especially make you want to roll your eyes if you do have a lot of internal work to do, a lot of unhealed wounds. So I truly attribute the 100K increase and the promotions I got all within 1 year to all the inner work that I did. Here's the thing, unhealed wounds showed up in my career whether I liked them or not. We think that our personal insecurities and traumas are going to stay in our personal life, but that's not true. They bleed into our professional careers. And this is something that we don't really like to talk about in the corporate professional setting, probably because HR won't let us. But they definitely manifest themselves in our career. They show up as people pleasing, oversharing, overcompensating, overworking, inflated egos, self-victimizing, you name it. The list can go on. And it shows up differently for different people. In my personal experience, there are 5 ways that it's manifested itself. First off, extreme people pleasing. Oh my gosh. This one was really hard to get over. I really like to people please because I like to keep the harmony, because I like being liked. I think I had such a need to be liked that I did the extreme people pleasing. But it got me to a point of being burnt out. I said yes to tasks when I was already overloaded. I said yes to professional organizations, events that I didn't want to go to. I said yes to everything, even though my whole body was rejecting the idea of doing it. Obviously, it was going to lead to burnout. And the way that it held me back in my career, apart from burnout, was that I didn't push back if I was told that I had to wait for that promotion or that raise or going for that role or being exposed to this type of experience, right? Being told that I had to wait my turn, pay my dues before I went after those things. And I just put my head down and said, yes, of course, that makes sense. And tried not to ruffle any feathers. I really had a hard time ruffling any feathers. I mean, I ran away from conflict as fast as I could. And when I did try to push back a little bit, it was met with a lot of negativity. When I actually started setting those boundaries for myself and stopped caring if people liked me, I got something better than that. I got respect. And that's what helped me get leadership roles, project management roles, all the roles that I actually wanted to go after. Next up, feeling less than and feeling insecure. I had no true concept of what my worth and my value was. Honestly, always felt like I was in a room where I felt less than everyone else. And especially if I walked into a room with leaderships and executives, I shrunk to the level of not speaking up because I thought I wasn't worth their time, because I thought what I said had no value. And that should make it very obvious how it held me back. If you want to go after leadership roles, guess what that means? You have to get good at communicating. And if you're not able to speak up, especially in front of leadership, who are the ones who can give you the opportunities on leadership roles, you're not going to get them. So I had to work really hard against this one. It was probably one of the scarier ones to get over because the fear of speaking up had so much control over me. And figuring out how to truly believe my worth was really difficult. A lot of the times it's a lot easier to believe things when they come from someone else because you're looking for that external validation. Internal validation is much harder to figure out how to truly authentically embrace yourself and your worth. Next up, oversharing. I confused oversharing with being authentic. I just kept thinking, I'm just being myself. I'm talking to people and I'm just being myself. It's no big deal. It's a big deal. Taylor Swift said it best. You are a luxury item. Not everyone should have access to you. The reason I was oversharing is because I didn't know how to be authentic and how to connect with people without oversharing. And you can definitely, especially in a professional setting, have a strong connection with people without having to share your entire life. The best way to connect with people is by being authentic, being yourself, sharing yourself, but not sharing every detail of your life, sharing yourself as a person. I should say that oversharing did lead me to having a lot of very strong relationships. It led me to very strong friendships that I have to this day. But nowadays, the type of relationships that I have with my project teams continue to be very strong, but they have strong boundaries too. I don't need to overshare with them in order to have a strong relationship with them. So how did oversharing hold me back in my professional career? It led to a lot of being misunderstood and a lot of information being used in I don't know if a negative way is the right way, but in a way to use what they thought they knew about me as a way to hold me back or not give me promotions or say that I wasn't ready for the next step. Last two, self-victimization and believing that my background, that my story was holding me back. Because I do come from a very rough background, a very difficult background, I self-victimized a lot. I was literally holding myself back this time. And that I couldn't go after something because I couldn't speak properly. I didn't know the corporate language. I didn't know how to have a corporate presence or have a leadership presence because no one taught me this stuff. Because I was poor, I had less opportunity. Because I was a first generation immigrant and I never met anyone in the corporate career, I didn't know how to succeed in a corporate career. My camera just died on me. That was great. Okay, what was I saying? So self-victimization was really the way that I was holding myself back this time. Because of all of these things that happened to me, I was so far behind and it just is what it is. Versus being able to reframe my story, to find strength in my story, to actually move forward in my career. So I truly attribute working on all of this to being able to get that raise that got me double my salary. I attribute all of this internal healing to being able to get those promotions and those big opportunities. Because I think it's too much of a coincidence that that year that I decided to focus on myself was the year that my career exploded. Obviously, it wasn't the actual healing that got my promotions because I couldn't put it on my resume, although I wish I could. Carla healed this year. But it was how I showed up at work because of that healing that got me those raises. It was how I changed my communication style that really got people to start seeing me in a leadership manner. I mean, it included practical things like no longer emotionally reacting to situations that were difficult at work or that I disagreed with. I was able to listen to critical feedback without having an emotional reaction and actually using that critical feedback to improve myself. I was no longer quickly responding or rashly responding to things where I had a disagreement with people. And like I mentioned before, I no longer ran away from conflict. I was able to sit through the conflict, work through the conflict, and all of these things really helped with my leadership skills. Like I said, leadership skills is what's going to get you promoted. Those technical project management skills are just going to make you feel confident, but it's those leadership skills that will actually get you noticed and seen as a leader. But in order to even get to those leadership skills, you have to do a lot of that internal work. You have to embrace yourself. You have to value yourself in order to truly be able to embody a leader. All right, that's it. That's everything I had to say about this. I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.